Hello, senior ones, wherever you are. Thank you for tuning in to this platform, the learning platform that we have organized. Thank you so much for following our lessons from the first lesson, and now this is our 6th lesson of biology. Make sure that you keep following it so as to understand it by the end of the topic. We are not just giving you things to make sure to occupy you, but want you to understand something at the end of the day. So we have been covering biology, and the topic is classification. We are just doing a recap today so that we can pick on from where we stopped last time. I remember the first lessons we have been covering leaves. We did some classification. We went to do flowers, and now today we are introducing in something new. I remember I left you with some assignment last time. I hope you did it. So today again, we are going to push on with some other important aspect, which is important on plants, and that is the one which you like most. Some of you eat it. That one's called the fruit. So today we are going to learn about fruits. Fruits are what we're going to focus on today. So these fruits, you have many examples. Actually, we're going to start with examples. Some of those which you call fruits may not actually be fruits, as some of you think. For example, you're going to mention with me the examples you know. In nature, you have heard of oranges. Oranges are fruits. Then we also have mangoes. Those are fruits. Now, other fruits are not commonly easy to say that they are fruits. For example, a banana. A banana is a fruit. Some of you would say this is not a fruit, but a banana, we classify it under a fruit. We have pineapples. Those are also fruits. Now, all these are examples of fruits. And now we have very many others. Okay? Out of maize. Is maize a fruit? Now, that is a question to you. Maize is not a fruit. Why? We are going to see why it is not considered to be a fruit. Otherwise, today this is our focus. We are saying we are covering what we call fruits. So at the end of the day, make sure that you understand something in these fruits. Okay? So here we are. What is a fruit? Okay? What is a fruit according to you? Because it is not good to talk about something that we don't understand. Now, a fruit, I have not come with very many examples here of fruits, but we are going to use this, the ones which we commonly have in nature for us to study. A fruit is a fertilized ovary. As you get it in your notes there, in the ones which are being broadcasted there, a fruit is a fertilized ovary. Now, last time we covered the flower, and then I gave you the female reproductive parts of the flower. We said one of them is a style, another one is a stigma, and also we have the ovary, and then the ovules. All those, they make up what we call the pistil, and the pistil is the female reproductive part of the what? Of the flower. Now, at the end of the day, it's not going to remain a flower. What you see as a fruit, it came from a flower. For example, a mango. A mango did not start as a fruit. It began as a flower. Then at the end of the day, you get what called a fruit. So where does it come from? In that flower, not all parts become fruits. Okay? For example, the flowers you see, banana flowers, not all of them become fruits. The specific part of a flower that becomes a fruit is called the ovary. So the ovary makes up what called the fruit after fertilization. Okay? After fertilization, so we are saying if a fruit, our definition of a fruit is a fertilized ovary, okay, that develops, okay, into a fruit. So a fertilized ovary is the one that develops into what we call a fruit. But take note, colleagues, there are other flowers, there are other fruits that develop from unfertilized ovaries. So such fruits, how do they come into existence? Now this I give you as an assignment. There is, for example, these last two examples I've given you here. Bananas and then pineapples. They are fruits, yes, but they don't develop from a fertilized there is no process of fertilization in them when they are being formed. So these two, bananas and pineapples, they are formed by another process, which I want you to go and research about. Okay, I want you to go and research about these two fruits, bananas and pineapples. For them, how do they come to be without fertilization? So there is a process. Which process it starts with the P. So I leave you to go and research about it. Okay, the next lesson, make sure that you find out. But anyway, let's discuss together. The process by which these fruits develop without fertilization is called parthenocapy. Parthenocapy. These two fruits, bananas, pineapples, and there could be others, but these are the commonest ones we discuss at this level. Bananas and then pineapples. For them, they develop without fertilization. And now we can, but still they are remaining fruits. Okay, so it doesn't make that our definition of a fruit is wrong. No. Right? So these ones are exceptions. That they are also fruits, but for them they develop without fertilization. So we have defined a fruit as a fertilized ovary. Okay. Now examples of fruits I've given you: we have oranges, we have mangoes, bananas, pineapples, we have avocados, we have very many others, guavas, grapes. All those are fruits. Yeah. So in primary, you might have been asked, why is maize, okay, not considered to be a fruit, or it is a fruit? Why is maize a fruit, or it is not a fruit? Is a bean seed a fruit, or it's not a fruit? Okay. So now this is how we tell a fruit. A fruit, apart from just being a fertilized ovary, a fruit has what called, please take note of these two things. It has what called two scars. Two scars. Two scars. The word scar is also the spelling. It is like that with the A. Okay. Now, how does it come to be? A fruit is, for example, when it was still a flower, it had what to call the style and then the stigma. Now, when there is fertilization has occurred, at the end of the day, we are going to see that those fertilized, the stigma and the ovary, they will remain. They have what called remains. Okay? So, the ovary is like this. I'm just trying to illustrate. The ovary is like that. Something like that. Now, it has two scars, which two scars we are illustrating them in this way. That at the bottom side of it, this is where the ovary was being attached, and the attachment of the receptacle here down. It is the attachment of the receptacle down here. Then up here, this scar it may not be long as this, maybe something small like this. This one, it is the point of attachment for the what we call the style. Style, okay, remains of the style and what? And the stigma. This is where they were attached before, and this flower became a fruit. So now, if after developing into a fruit, we have these two scars, of which the one which is up is from the remains of the style and the stigma, and then the one which is below, or which is at the bottom, is the point of attachment of this ovary to the receptacle. Okay, so this is why we say that a fruit has two scars. I believe you have discussed this several times in primary. So that is what makes a fruit to be called a fruit. Now, of course, inside here we can have the seeds like that. This is an illustration. Now, question: where do seeds come from? From which part of the flower do seeds come from? As you're studying with me, these seeds develop from what called ovules. So ovules are the ones that develop into what we call the what? The seeds. So a fruit has seeds in it. Okay, so just like the ovary has ovules in it, then the fruit has what called the what? The seeds. Okay, so that is how development of fruits comes about. Then this fruit here may have what called the fruit wall. Now the fruit wall, which is also called the what? The pericarp. The fruit wall. The fruit wall is called the what? The pericarp. The pericarp. The fruit wall is called the pericarp. Now this fruit wall, it develops from what we call the ovary wall. The ovary wall is the one which is responsible for the development of this pericarp. I give you research again here at this point that this fruit, the pericarp or the fruit wall has many layers. Now there are about 3 layers which make up this pericarp of the fruit. Please, at this level, I'm going to stop here, but I want you to go further. Research about the pericarp. Which layers make up the what? The pericarp. Get an orange, get a mango, get a tomato. A tomato is a fruit, eh? It's not just a vegetable. So get those fruits and then try to find out these 3 layers which make up the pericarp. How are they organized in each of them? Fruits will be interesting. Actually, as we study at home, there you have tomatoes. Get a tomato, cut through transversely like this. Okay. Then at the end of the day, try to find out the 3 layers which make up this fruit wall or the pericarp. I've told you it is made up of the 3 layers. Okay. So try to find out the 3 layers. Try to also go on internet. Try to Google the pericarp. Components, the layers of the pericarp. It is very interesting. I know some of you already know, but practically, get a mango, get an orange, try to examine the fruit wall, the components of that fruit wall, how are they? You'll find it interesting. So that is a fruit. It has, those are the major parts. It has 2 scars, okay? 2 scars, and I've told you it develops from what we call an ovary. So that's why we say normally it is a fertilized ovary. Okay? But don't forget, I have told you that there are some fruits which develop, okay, without fertilization. And the such fruits are developed by the process of parthenocapy. Okay? Parthenocapy, the spelling is here as you see it on this whiteboard. Then parthenocapy develops, it is a process by which such fruits, bananas, pineapples, they are developed. Okay, so I hope you're following with me as we continue. Yeah, so that is what happens with the fruits. Anything that confuses students is seeds and fruits. But I've told you, for you to say that an avocado is a fruit, then you must find that it has 2 scars. To find that an orange is a fruit, it must have 2 scars. I think this is very usual. A mango also has 2 scars. Yes. So that one, it shouldn't be a question that should disturb you. Do it practically. Okay, ask at your home, find out which of these fruits that keeps disturbing you in your thoughts. Make sure that you find these 2 scars. You will realize it very important. Okay, so these are fruits. Now there is something which disturbs our thinking, and I believe that as scientists, as senior ones, you are going to make sure that at the end of this lesson you discuss it more clearly. That when a student or a primary pupil asks you why a certain thing is done, then you can be able to explain, not just as a student who went to class and you sat down and you copied the notes, but as someone who has seen it practically. Now, this is how it happens. You have heard of plants like dodo. Dodo is called in Uganda. Dodo is called, is it a booger, something like that? That is dodo. Now you have heard of plants like sukuma. Sukuma is a name, okay, a common name. we use here for certain vegetables. Now, these two plants, okay, of course the common one, some of you which you know is dodo. Sukuma, some of you have even never seen it, but you have never eaten it from a hotel. Now, I am talking about the one which is still in the garden, okay? The one you see in the garden. What happens is, these two plants, as they develop, there are fruits. They usually bring actually some flowers. Yes, flowers. Like, for example, if it's dodo growing like this, okay, there are flowers. Now, these flowers are pricked off. You see, even sukuma, the farmers don't want these two plants to have the flowers to develop into fruits. They don't allow this to happen. But when it comes to plants like oranges, to mangoes, we don't pluck off the flowers. We instead leave the flowers to grow and develop into fruits. Why is it that for dodo and then sukuma, we remove the fruit flowers? Have you ever asked yourself such a question? As a biologist, which explanation can you give for such? Why? So we are not just studying this knowledge to make sure that we cover the syllabus. No. One day practical application. Give an explanation for why certain things happen. Okay? Can you give an explanation for such a conclusion, like what the flowers of dodo and sukuma, they are removed, okay, they are pruned, they are cut off as the plant grows. And then other plants, like for example oranges, mangoes, avocados, we leave the flowers to grow, to develop into fruits. Why? Why? So this science is so good. Now I leave it to you. Again, as a serious senior one student, go to the net and find out. Okay? Find out. Now the major hint that I can give you at that point is that these two, dodo and the sukuma, what we are interested in is not their fruit. We are interested more in what we call the leaves. Because when we are eating, we eat the leaves. Now, when we pluck off the flowers, the hormones, the growth substances, they move into what we call the leaves. And then the leaves are able to develop more easily. But when you leave the flowers to grow, you leave for them to develop and then they give us seeds or fruits. It means at the end of the day, much of the substances, the growth will be concentrated in the fruits, and then you'll have less of what you want, and you want leaves. Okay? So this is one of the hint that I can give you. Whereas other flowers, other plants like oranges, avocados, we leave the fruits, we leave the flowers to grow because we want the growth substances to be concentrated in those areas at the end of the day, so that we can get those flowers, and then they develop into fruits and we eat them. So check such an explanation. Check such an example, and you based on it to give, reasons. We are giving reasons for why things happen like that. So a fruit is a fertilized ovary. Okay, the fruit wall, I've told you, it comes from the ovary wall. So we are giving explanations for certain things to happen. So that is a fruit in simple terms. A fruit, as I have discussed with you. As we continue, as you have been following, yes, as you have been following with me, you clearly remember what we have been covering. We first began, for now, when you were going home, you had reached somewhere like leaves, classification, and then dichotomous key. Leaves, we have covered flowers. We have finished now the fruits. We are not going into details of pollination because it is not for now. Okay. Then Now the others, roots and stems. Roots and stems. These are our next focus, okay? Roots and stems. How are they important to your plant? Is there any morphology? Is there any new thing that you want to introduce in with these stems and roots? Yes, try to search about it before we come to the next lesson. So for today, we have put our focus on fruits. Fruits are very important. Can we give some examples? I mean, importances of fruits. Importance of fruits. Yeah, someone is saying, but why do you teach us things which are not practical? You should know the importance of these fruits. One, you in your primary, you studied very well. Deficient diseases. For example, when you don't eat enough of vitamin C, you develop what we call scurvy. Scurvy is a deficiency, okay? Which deficiency is brought about by lack of vitamin C in the body, enough of the vitamin C. Now, a very good source of vitamin C are fruits. Fruits, they are a source. So one of our importances of fruits is that they are a source of vitamin C, which vitamin C is very important. By the way, I warn you this as students, be very careful, be very wise of what you eat. Stop eating fatty foods, stop eating funny foods. When you have studied biology, you have studied the importance of fruits, you have studied the practical application of these fruits, and then you start eating fun. It is very bad. We are teaching you so that at the end of the day you become a student that is aware. Environmentally, you are aware of what is happening, you are healthy, healthy in terms of awareness, you're also there. So at the end of the day, we want you to know that a fruit is an important source of vitamin C. Vitamin C is sold at times in terms of tablets, pills, those things which you swallow. But you can prevent reaching that extent by eating fruits, if possible. You see, that's why it is those students who are in the villages, those young boys, they're always healthy. Their teeth are healthy, their gums are healthy, because they eat what is beneficial. So fruits are an important source of vitamin C. Vitamin C, it is very important in doing what called building the immunity of our bodies. Okay, building the immunity of our body. So this one prevents certain healthy risks when you take vitamin C, which is from the fruits. So fruits are an important source of vitamin C. Can you also give me an importance of a fruit apart from being a source of vitamin C? Fruit. What is the importance of a fruit? Fruits at this level, some are used for decoration. Yes, they are used for decoration. You know, you are going for a wedding, you're going for an introduction. You know, these things are put in bags and sealed. Some they are not even going to be used, but just to decorate, to make sure that the thing appears nice. And by the way, some of the fruits, for example, the these ones, the ones we have talked about here, the skuma what, they're fruits, okay? They are used for decoration. They are important, just like we did with flowers. Even fruits can be used in what? In decoration. So it is important that we know the application of these fruits. So for those who are going to get engaged in home gardening, you are at the backyard of your home, you can grow some fruits. You can plant some fruits, and yes, you will decorate the compound. Not only decorating the compound, when they mature, you're going to get vitamin C. So at the end of the day, when you know the importance of this, try to apply it. You're going to realize that you will not be the same. So we have decoration purposes of fruits. Then think about the environment. How are these fruits important? Yes, they are important to animals, source of food to animals, source of food, source of food to animals, animals, animals. Have you ever wondered why a monkey likes a ripe banana? A gorilla, they like bananas. You see, they are important source of food to them. When you want to see how a monkey eats, you go to the forest. They eat fruits, they eat seeds, they eat, those are their source, that's their delicacy. So these fruits are important, an important source of food to animals, not just domestic animals, the ones you have at home, but even wild animals. In the environment, they are very important. So fruits are important in that way. Okay, so we should not take them to be just for study purpose. By the way, it is also an importance of fruits. We study about them. Study purposes. Study purposes. Now, in study purposes, we have it is broad. In study purposes, they are done. These fruits they are used in what called pharmaceuticals. 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 They study them there. Then others, they are in what called research. So these fruits are important in all ways, as you can see them studying them. Even us here, we are theoretically studying about them, but we are just on the basics. That after this level, we are going to find a broader understanding of these fruits. Okay, yeah. So make sure that you understand the science of a fruit. You want to engage in fruit growing, study it. You want to engage in fruit trade. For example, you want to export fruits, you want to export tomatoes, you want to export oranges. You have to know the perishability. How perishable, how long do these fruits take to expire, to perish? So you have to understand that science. But before you reach there, this is important. This basic knowledge of fruits is very important. Okay, so you're going to go further. In addition to what we have studied here, please go and look at types of fruits. This one I leave it to you. Types of fruits. As a serious student who wants to explore more about this agriculture, about this garden work, about this horticulture and other branches of science, try to find out these types of fruits. There are very many in nature. Okay, we have what called legumes. Legumes are fruits. Legumes, for example, beans. Those ones, these ones, they are legumes. We have cowpeas. Those ones belong to legumes. We have others, the ones which we call nuts. Nuts, nuts. We also have what we call uh, others like we have what we call schizocarp. The schizocarp. Those are types of fruits. The schizocarp include the desmodium. The desmodium is a schizocarp. Okay, the desmodium. We have what we call green leaf desmodium, and then silver leaf desmodium. Try to find out about these fruits. They are very, very important. We also have others. We have talked of legumes, nuts. We have talked of schizocarp. Then we also have what called a caryopsis. Caryopsis. These ones include maize. Okay, maize is a caryopsis. Caryopsis is it belongs there. Okay, belongs under this type of fruit. Then we have what called a drupe. Drupe. This one includes the pineapple. Okay, a drupe. That one belongs there. There are very many other examples of types of fruits. These ones I've just listed for you some, but dig deeper. You're going to make money with these fruits after studying them. This science that I've told you is important. First of all, know their development. How does it develop? I've told you the fruit develops from the ovary, fertilized ovary, and I've told you there are some fruits which develop from without fertilization. Okay, so that is what we have to study as for today. We shall meet next time. Thank you so much for following. We shall start from there. Thank you.